Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sierra Walker and I'm currently a junior at the University of Miami. This is a very highly requested video. I'm always getting asked these type of questions, so I decided to put it all in one video and hopefully I can address everything, help you guys make your decisions, all that good stuff. And before we start, I will have all the different categories in the description with timestamps so y'all can go to the specific parts that y'all want to see, just so you can find exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let's get on with this video. So the first category that I decided to start off with is why I chose Miami. Honestly, I feel like some people might have deeper bloodline stories, but mine is really simple and basic. And the reason I chose it was because you don't have to take a whole bunch of general education classes before you get into your actual major classes. You start your major classes right away, and that was something I really liked because I hate doing unnecessary stuff, and I feel like y'all probably hate that too. Even if you didn't choose Miami, or if you're at a different school, just think about like, you got to take this unnecessary science, this unnecessary math that you don't need, the English, just before you can get into your fashion classes. Like, what is that about? That's just what it was for me. I also really love the campus. When I toured it, once I decided that was the school I wanted to apply to, my mom booked a trip for us to come and tour the campus, and also we kind of just made it like a little weekend trip to Miami, and we saw the campus. I loved it. I instantly fell in love. It was just everything. I loved it. I still have the pictures from the day that I toured it. It was just amazing. This is it. This is the life for me. Lastly, it was because I also received a really good scholarship, and that honestly sealed the deal because it's just me and my mom, so I'm coming from a single household. I need help paying for my college, but I got a great, amazing, superb scholarship. And a lot of people are always asking about scholarships as well, and I will say, depending on your family status and your need base, like, it's really like a personal thing. So I know a lot of people are like, well, I heard the scholarships aren't that good, or they are good. Guys, it really depends on you and your family as a whole, because I do know a lot of other people that got great scholarships, and that's the reasons why they're here too, but not everyone got an amazing great scholarship, you know. So I just don't want you guys to like base it off of that, because it's really depending on you. If you come from a two-parent household, both of your parents have jobs, I can't say that you're probably gonna get this really good scholarship, because like obviously they're gonna be expecting your parents to pay for it. So just think about it that way, take it with a grain of salt. My next category is my first impression. My first impressions, like I said, once I toured the campus, I loved it. I felt welcome. I didn't feel out of place at all. I had a great tour guide. I just feel like we were so connected because Drake filmed his music video at the school, and we had like passed by where he was, and like when she told me that, I'm like, oh my gosh, it was right here. I was actually excited about it, and she's like, usually when she tells people have like a dry reaction. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Drake. I'm sorry, I am a Drake fan, so I really love that. She was super nice, super helpful, and I feel like that's what made it even better. Also, I never really worried about the diversity and inclusion on the campus, but touring it and learning more about it, we learned that it's super international diverse. Like, there's people from all over at this school. Yes, it definitely is the lowest amount of black people, of course, but there's still people from everywhere. I never feel out of place. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to think, oh, I don't know if this is a place for me, but then it's also about what you're looking for in your school experience, you know. Honestly, before coming here and actually going here, I feel like for the most part my expectations and the reality matched, except for the dorms, because I feel like a lot of you, and even I did before coming here, I expected the dorms to be like super nice. We're pivoting towards nicer dorms now, but like when I got here, I'm like, this is it. And I'm pretty sure you guys know that's like one of my most popular videos on my channel, is my move in and seeing my dorm, and I was literally stressed out. But what I saw online and then being here, I was freaking out, y'all. So I feel like that definitely didn't match. Also, I didn't know what to think about a college dining hall because I never was a school lunch girl, but y'all, the food isn't good either. I'm gonna be honest, you know, it's there to make sure you eat. I'm also picky. I feel like some stuff is edible and they would have their good times, you know. Like, we even had a seafood boil one time my freshman year, and I'm like, you know what, Miami, you better go ahead then. But like, they'll also do like cute little stuff. Valentine's Day, they did a chocolate strawberry fountain, like fondue, and then when it got colder, it was a little hot chocolate bar. So like, they do make it fun and make the most of it, but y'all, that food is really not good, and I'm going to be honest with you. Don't come here thinking you about to eat good. And even y'all, the restaurants suck. The on-campus places that we have, they're terrible. There's barely any chain places. The only chain places we have is Subway, Panda Express, Pollo Tropical. I'm probably saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. And I guess like there are chains down here, but it was nothing I ever heard of. I did touch on the dorms themselves, but also the dorm life. If you're an only child, never had to share anything, or even if you have siblings but you always had your own room, I mean, I don't even know how it is. I feel like it's different from an only child perspective, because sharing a room was terrible for me. I knew that I definitely was not going to be in no communal bathroom. That just wasn't going to be it for me. I made sure to have a bathroom that was at least like shared. Sometimes you don't get a choice. You might have to do the communal style. I just couldn't. But I think like the nicer dorms that are being built now, those are some nice communal bathrooms. Also too, coming in my major, I quickly learned this is probably not what I meant. I feel like my heart was in the right place, but I was just on the wrong side of it. And I came in as a software engineer. It low-key just started making me rethink my whole entire life. It just was like the transition. It's not even like I ever struggled in school, but the transition from high school to college is crazy. And that made me think, oh, high school was really nothing because I'm so dumb. What did I learn? I'm not prepared. I felt so underprepared. What is wrong with me? Y'all, I was rethinking my life. So that was another thing that was kind of like, okay girl, this is probably not what you thought. So you know, let's take a step back. Another thing that kind of really didn't meet the expectations is friends and friend groups, because coming here, I did talk to a few people before I got here, and depending on where you live, or I don't know if everybody does it, but they have send-off parties across the country, I guess. I'm from Georgia, so there was one in Atlanta, and I think that somebody else had one in like, if you lived in a different part of Florida, or I don't even know if they did it in Florida, but I just know that other people said they had it and they probably didn't go, or they went. I definitely recommend you go. If you get that invitation, go, because I still talk to people that were at that send-off party. Like, those are like my closest friends. There's a difference between talking to somebody on the internet before you get to the school and then actually meeting somebody before you get to the school, and then y'all gonna be there together in person, because you can actually see how you guys are. It's definitely a difference, because I did both and they kind of turned out differently. The people I still talk to from the party, talk to them every day, still hang out with them. As far as like texting somebody, you know, to find a roommate and stuff, that can kind of get a little shaky, I feel, because honestly, I found my suite mates through Instagram, but guess what? They also lived in Georgia, so we got to meet, see each other, we went shopping together. If you are in the same area as somebody that's going to the same school as you, I feel like definitely try to meet them in person. The internet relationship can kind of be a fraud thing. I don't know how to describe it. You may be your realest, truest self, but some people are going to just kind of put on a show, kind of say what you want, because hello, y'all are in two different places, you know? I did meet a really good friend and I was close to her. We talked over the summer. I felt like really connected, clicked. We got on the phone and stuff, and she's still very nice and sweet to this day. But I feel like once we got on campus, it was like, you're about to be my girl for these next 4 years. Obviously, like, everyone's still trying to get to know everybody, make all our friends and stuff. So I feel like that was kind of a thing. It's like, you want to talk to other people, you know, like, make as many friends as possible. I'm not saying, oh, I didn't want her to make any other friends, but it's just, you have to realize that like, that's also just a front. When everyone's like, oh yeah, we gotta stick together, it's just us, like, we black girls gotta stick together, like, let's make a group chat, like, all that is fake, guys. Please don't fall for it. When you find people that you're like, oh yeah, I feel like you definitely need to focus on them. As you're going through different things, meet new people, and you'll be exposed to new people. But as far as trying to be everyone's friend, that's not gonna do you any good. And that's just where I'm gonna leave it at. I don't want to go too deep into it. Getting into the campus culture and diversity, these are the top questions, because everyone's always asking, like, how is it, like, would I thrive as a black girl, and how is it, you know? So I'm just gonna lay it out on the line. Currently, I think like the recent stats, they did say 5% of the population representation here is black, but I feel like from what you see on social media and the things that are portrayed, I feel like you definitely wouldn't think it's that many black people here, but I feel like there's more than you think. But you also gotta think 5% may seem small, but it is a bigger amount. Honestly, it was more than 5% when I came here. It's more than you think, guys. I always have to say that to people. Like, honestly, before I came here, I didn't really see many black girls posting that they were going here, so I was like, okay, I want to be the one. Like, let me show y'all this, let me show y'all that. I know I was looking for this stuff, I was looking for the videos. It's like, yeah, I can watch a white girl or Hispanic girl like kind of talk about it, but it's like, is it really gonna help me? Yeah, what she's saying might be a little helpful in some places, but like someone with the same color skin as me, like, how is it really? I feel like the representation is pretty good. You know, we have the Black Students Union Club. I feel like every campus has that. We have a lot of clubs that are just solely based on your ethnicity. We have like Jamaican club, Haitians. You can start your own club and like really create your communities. Make sure y'all are sticking together. There's Nesby, Black Engineers, and I'm also a part of this natural hair club that's called Hairology. I met a lot of my good friends there too. You can find your people. Like, you might not find them the first or the second year, but y'all, they be here and y'all will find each other and it'll be okay, I swear. The next thing I feel like might be a question is if I ever feel excluded in like social spaces, classrooms, extracurriculars. I never really do, because I don't know, at the end of the day, you are here just for education. Yes, everything needs to be good, you need to be comfortable. Sometimes it will take me a while to realize, because like, I'm just trying to learn, but then I'll realize, yo, like low-key, I'm only the black girl in here. I'm kind of like, that's kind of crazy, but it's not like a, oh my god, what are they gonna do to me? Like, guys, I never feel like that. I never feel like, oh my god, they're gonna pick on me, they're staring at me. I've never felt no type of discrimination, unfair treatment ever. But sometimes it is kind of a shock. I'm like, wow, it's only 2 black people in here, or I'm the only black person. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. And in my major so far, I've never even had a black teacher either, which was kind of crazy. Actually, I have, but he was Trinidadian. But you know, I'm not gonna discredit. I feel like something that definitely reminds me that I do go to a predominantly white school is definitely when you're in the dorms, and if you're not a person who likes to go out and like party, when the weekend comes, you're going to be reminded real quickly, because they're gonna be screaming, wild, drunk outside the hallways. Y'all, the walls are thin. You can hear them running up and down the hallways, just screaming, drunk, and that used to piss me off. And I'm just like, ugh. But during the week, everything be fine and dandy, but once that weekend comes and the girl's trying to get tipsy, I'm just like, ugh. It drives me crazy, because it was even this one time I could hear this girl weeping and crying through the wall, because the way that like Mahoney Pearson, if you are in Mahoney Pearson, the walls are thin. They're super thin. If there's an outlet on the wall, you can hear somebody plugging in the outlet through your room, and you can hear them talking too, like low-key through the outlet. Or if there's no outlet, you can still hear through the wall if they're loud enough. This girl was like weeping, crying, screaming, y'all, middle of the night. I'm like, this can't be real. I'm like, what is that? I literally had to slide a note under her door, because you're so loud. Like, I apologize, like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm trying to sleep. Like, it gets to a point, it really gets to a point. There is a event, it's like a multicultural student event that they have during welcome week. You can also meet a lot of people, but keep in mind, like, multicultural is obviously everyone that's not white. But like, mostly you're gonna see black people there, but you're gonna see like Hispanics and probably Asian too. They're trying to show you that like, there's culture, you know. Next, moving on to my academic experience, my professors and everything, they're super supportive. You can always go to them. I feel like they always are open with welcome arms. You need anything, ask them. Office hours, you can always talk to them. I never felt like overlooked, less valued. Like I said, I did have like one bad experience with the professor, but I never felt that it was like a race thing. I just feel, I'm like, he's terrible. But there's also like one of my friends, she had him too, and we like mutually don't like him. His delivery is quite terrible. I don't know, he's just like one of those people that's like, he's gonna say how he says it and he really doesn't care, you know. Take that with how you will. But so next category is building a support system. So like I mentioned to y'all, I definitely found my friends through a send-off party, campus events, and clubs, and I feel like those are like the most solid. Finding your friends naturally, they're definitely like bound to actually be your friend, versus like forcing a relationship. Like, most of the time, like any new friends that I've made them at a club. At my school, we do have a huge on-campus group chat for all the Black students, and it's a great thing. Everyone thinks it's kind of funny, but it's so helpful, y'all. You can literally ask for anything. There's always somebody with an answer that'll help you. If you don't know where the nearest beauty supply store is, they got you. Who does hair, who does nails, all the resources, the events. Like anybody who's an event, they're like, oh y'all, they got free canes over here, y'all come to this event, we giving out Chipotle. You're never gonna not know about anything. Of course, parties, any events like that is great. Now moving on to social life, campus events. The question is like, how inclusive are like social events, parties, and traditions at UMiami? So I feel like when it's a school event, most of the time everybody comes out, so everybody's there. But when it gets to party scene, it's all about who your friends are and what kind of parties and events you like to go to, because there's Greek parties and then there's two sides of the Greek, you know. There's the white Greek and then Black. They always have parties and like at different schools. Like if that's your thing, that's what you're into, or even like the clubs and the bars. But when it comes to like Divine Nine Greek parties, like of course you're gonna see more of us. Even people like us from other schools are there, so you can definitely like meet more people. Like at the end of the day, reflecting on everything and telling you about, I'm like very happy with my school. I love my school. I'm always happy I go here. All the traditions and the events that we have, they're super fun. Games are fun. Homecoming's fun. It's not your typical homecoming. And then we even have a carnival. Love it. Those are my favorite traditions here. So I did try to like organize this a little bit, but yeah, I really just feel like I just need to talk with y'all and share my experience. So I do love going to school here, and I think you guys will like it here too. But you also should just think about what you want out of your college experience, because personally I felt that I got the HBCU experience at my high school. My high school was a mini HBCU. I mean, because I did it all. Did SGA, I was the president multiple times, president, vice president, National Honor Society, Beta Club, I was Miss Gymnastics. I did it all. My high school was the embodiment of the HBCU experience, and it was like, you like this, keep it going. But I'm like, I got the experience, and I'm like, that's just not what I want, you know? So I love my little private white school. It's definitely for me. A lot of people, they see me here, like even like family on the outside, it's just like, yeah, like you down in Miami, like da da da. People think it's like, oh my god, you're at the beach every day. No babe, you're not at the beach every day, because honestly the beach is 30 minutes away. Just nobody has time to go to the beach all the time. Like yeah, beach on the weekends if you got time, like why not? And there's so many fun things to do. Like hello, you're really in Miami. At the end of the day, you're here for academics, so make sure to focus on that. Don't get caught up in trying to buy a fake ID. If the feds are watching, and if anybody's trying to catch me, I never bought one. A fake ID was just something I just never was gonna like spend my money on, and I'm glad I didn't, because here I am. I'm turning 21 this year, which is kind of scary to say. You know, I'm just like, I want to wait my turn, because I feel like getting the ID and like doing the clubs like way before, it's like, what are you gonna do when you actually are allowed to go, you know? Now I will say, I'm not gonna say I've never used a fake. I've used somebody else's, but so you know, just to like get different experiences and like see what I'm liking. But I mean, there's still time to learn that about myself. Hello, I'm only 20. It's only my 3rd year in college. Just be careful, y'all. And even like coming here, if you never drank or anything, like really be careful. Don't be wild and crazy, because some people come down here, they never did anything, and it's just all for the first time. It's just not a good look, y'all. Don't let yourself go, please. And this is not from my experience, this is from other people's experience. But overall, like I said, I love this school. I love my friends. I feel like I've definitely met some lifelong friends. So if you're a Black girl or boy watching this and just trying to get some more insight, you definitely should consider coming here. I think you'll love it. It's a different experience. It's a unique experience. It's super fun. You'll definitely fit in. You'll find your people. That's nothing to worry about. It's a great experience. I feel like you should definitely take my word for it, because I am a very introverted person, like still to this day. I am working on that, so please don't judge me. But yes, you'll be fine. And if you consider coming, or if you have any more questions and I really didn't touch on everything, feel free to comment or like reach out and stuff. I really just wanted to give y'all my experience, but kind of touch on things that like might be a general question or belief. So thank you guys so much for for watching, and I'll probably see you guys in my next vlog, short, who knows. Bye.